Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gallery Teachers. My name is Milica Vukadin. I am an English teacher specializing in teaching young learners and a teacher trainer. In this amazing workshop, we're going to discover how can we tell stories through songs, and we're going to see how can we exploit the lyrics for storytelling in the classroom. Are you ready? I hope you are. So let's start. First of all, I'm quickly going to tell you what are the things that we're going to do today in our presentation. First, we're going to go through a song selection checklist. Then, we're going to present 3 ways you can use to go from songs to stories. Then, we're going to analyze those 3 ways and show practical examples in more detail. And these ways are nursery rhyme books, oral story, TPR, and dramatization. You will see very soon how these methods work in more detail. Then we're going to quickly show you some activities you can use to engage and recycle vocabulary and show you a few steps on how to dramatize with songs. Finally, we're going to share some references and further learning material. Now, let's see. What are those important things that we need in every song? What is a song selection checklist? This song selection checklist is from Shin 2017, which is a very, very nice essay. You should read it if you're interested. It's called Get Up and Sing. So in this paper, we have the following steps. The first part on the checklist, aka number 1, the first thing on the checklist is that a song is connected to the language and lesson content. This means that you shouldn't teach a song or select a song that's completely irrelevant, completely not connected to the content of your lesson. Then, it needs to be compatible with learners' level of language proficiency. Songs that are too long may not be appropriate for very young learners, for example. Songs that are very short and repetitive, like Twinkle Twinkle, may not be appropriate for primary learners, for example, that are in the 3rd grade. Attractive in melody and rhythm. The songs, of course, need to have an easy melody that also has a nice rhythm you can use for TPR or maybe some rhythmical instrument. The song needs to easily be adaptable to actions and or dramatization. This is exactly what I just said. It needs to be adaptable to TPR, aka total physical response. We need to be able to move along the lyrics of these songs. And then, finally, 2 things. It needs to be repetitive in text, rhythm, and melody. We need to have at least the chorus that is repeating. We cannot have a lot of parts in between. Finally, it needs to be engaging. It needs to be motivating, right? If the song is not motivating, your young learners will not be engaged, will not listen. Now that we've covered the checklist, we're going to continue to the 3 simple ways you can use to create a story from a song. The first one is combining a nursery rhyme book with problematic situations. The second one is an oral story or some kind of a quest where you are a detective or an explorer. Finally, we have a combination of TPR and dramatization. I'm going to show you practical examples of each method, and I hope you will enjoy. So first of all, we're going to start with nursery rhyme books and problematic situations. That's our activity number 1. Now, when it comes to nursery rhymes, I'm just going to show you a few books that I have here. Of course, they're not mandatory, but they're also not very expensive. They're very affordable, actually. You can easily find them online in a pack. And I enjoy these because they're amazing for storytelling, and they have all of the most traditional nursery rhymes inside. As you can see, this is the same picture that you can see on the screen. Today, we're going to use one song to just demonstrate, one book to just demonstrate later. Now, let's see. London Bridge is Falling Down. Okay, this is a very popular song. How can we turn this nursery rhyme song to storytelling, you may ask yourselves? That sounds tricky. Let's see the first steps. The first step, pardon me. We have 3 steps. We have vocabulary, storytelling, and project, which is an extension activity. In the vocabulary, we should pre-teach the vocabulary with flashcards. I'm going to show you some flashcards. You can have a memory game, specifically with materials. What does this mean? Well, instead of showing them, I cannot do this today because I didn't collect them. Instead of showing the kids the materials that appear in the nursery rhyme, okay, I prepared this for online lessons because I didn't have all the materials in real life. It's much better to actually use real materials if possible. Divide the flashcards among children and have them pick up and raise the flashcards when they hear the selected words. Then you can change the flashcards every other chorus. The thing is, you're going to need to have a lot of duplicate flashcards just like I have here for falling down. This is just an illustration of a boy falling down. And in the end, another amazing activity that my students loved is making their own flashcard because I have this princess and this is my lady, my fair lady flashcard. And in the end, when they made their own flashcard, they were actually more engaged to sing it. Now, this is basically a pre-teaching step. So you're kind of pre-teaching with the song. Let me see. Let me demonstrate. Let's see it. I lost my London Bridge. Sorry, so you're just going to have to imagine it. So London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. And then when you continue to the more difficult sections, build it up with, where is it? Sorry. Sticks and stones, sticks and stones, sticks and stones. Build it up with sticks and stones, my fair lady. So we're just going to use the flashcards to recycle a few of the vocabulary. Again, you don't have to have them laminated. You can just either print anything from the internet or you can draw them with your children. That's another amazing pre-teaching activity for London Bridges falling down. Another thing that you can do is not even sing it. So you can just use the flashcards and say, there was a London Bridge. Show the London Bridge, which I lost. Let's imagine this is the London Bridge flashcard. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. This London Bridge is falling down. Oh, my fair lady. So you don't have to sing it. If you feel like your children don't want to sing at the moment, you can use it to tell a story. Now, let's go to the second part. In the actual storytelling. I usually, when I do the introduction with a song, then I start with a problematic situation. Now, how does it work? I love this book, and again, you don't need to have it. I'm just going to use it for an example. It can be done with any book or without any books. I just got this, I don't know, I just got this in the post. I just got this cup of tea. Whatever is related to your song. This is clearly not related, but it was just an example. So I just got this, whatever you have, in the mail. So in this book, I read something very unusual. And I think we need to do something about it. And then the kids ask you, what's happening? What's happening? And then you say, get around, get around. I need to be quiet. I need to whisper. I'm going to tell you a secret. Now, listen. In my book, we have a very important and a beautiful lady. The princess, you can show them this princess. And she needs a help. She has a bridge. And this bridge keeps falling down, right? And she doesn't know what to do. So let's see. This is a story that the fair lady wrote to Mother Goose. Do you want to know what she said? Let's read it. Dear Mother Goose. Let me just bring it more closer. Dear Mother Goose. I have to cross the London Bridge. The London Bridge. Maybe move it like this. I'm sorry. It's the London Bridge. I have to cross the London Bridge to get home, but it keeps falling down. Keeps falling down. How can I get across the river? Sincerely, your dear fair lady. Now, this is a great introduction, and you don't need to have the book. You can make any nursery rhyme a problematic situation. Why? Because actually, every nursery rhyme has a problem. For example, Jack and Jill fell down the hill. London Bridge was falling down. That's a problem. Incy Wincy Spider was falling down. Let's check out some of the other songs here. We have Mary Mary Quite Contrary didn't want people to see her garden. And then we have Old Mother Hubbard, who didn't have a bone for her dog. Then we have Jack Be Nimble, who was burned on a candle. Then we have Humpty Dumpty, who fell off the wall. We have Jack and Jill. Yes, I already said that. We have Little Miss Muffet, who had a problem. So basically, all the traditional nursery rhymes provide you with a problem you can solve. Now, let's see. Let's imagine that Mother Goose answered to the fair lady. My fair lady, did you know there's a train that goes under the river? That will get you go home. That will make you go, help you go home. See, fair lady with a problem, fair lady with a solution, right? You can see it here. It's very interesting. Now, if you don't have a book, this book, of course, you can just invent your own situation. You can draw pictures, or it can only be oral. So you can do the same thing. You can ask the children to help the fair lady, explain the problem, and then ask them, what are your ideas? Can you tell me your story? And add your solution at the end. I think that's a very interesting development of the story, and it also promotes 21st century skills, many of them actually. To finish off or do an extension, you have a project. How does it work? I love the extension activities on the storytelling. Get out, get muddy, explore the materials now for real. Explore the materials mentioned in the song. We know what they are, but let's just repeat one more time. Have sticks and stones and similar things. And you are going to be an architect. You're going to make a bridge from the natural materials, explore, and then leave it. Leave it outside in the rain. Explore. Monitor what happened when it was raining. So this is why the bridge in the London Bridge song was constantly falling. This is not scientifically possible. So you can turn it into an exploration. So from a song to storytelling, from storytelling to a project. Also, while you're making, sing the song. That's another amazing thing. While children are doing something and singing at the same time, you're promoting many skills and a lot of development in kids. Now, another extension activity would be, and this is something that I really like using, is the method called the International Children's Song Approach. So, how does it work? You take the London to any city where you are. For example, I live in Novi Sad in Serbia, located in Serbia, yes. And instead of London Bridge, I'm going to sing Novi Sad. Yeah, I can't sing that because it's long. You need a city that has only one word. For example, I'm going to use Belgrade, which is the capital of Serbia. Belgrade Bridge is falling down. And this way, you can even use the picture of a bridge in your city because you're going to bring the content closer to the children and it's going to be more authentic. Instead of the My Fair Lady, I used to add their names. My Fair Anna, My Fair Jovan, any kind of name for boys and girls that you have in your country. This is an additional activity you can use to make it personalized. Now, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I really hope that you're ready for the second one because this one is very exciting. So we have an oral story. It means you don't need any books, not even by a chance, okay? And you're going to have a quest and be a detective. How does it work? So you have, again, a problematic situation, but this one is more a quest. You have vocabulary and storytelling, then you go to a TPR game, and then you go to edibles. Now, for who took the cookie from the cookie jar? You will need a jar. You will need a cookie. Now, I have a flashcard of the cookie. I'm just going to put it here. Unfortunately, it falls down, but here's the cookie, right? Put the cookie one day in the room. That's perfectly fine. And next day, when you come, you're going to steal the cookie and hide it in somebody's desk or anywhere in the classroom. And then you have a problem. You have a very big problem. Then you're going to start the vocabulary. How do you work? How does it work? Pardon me. Hide a cookie anywhere or in an interactive online presentation. So tell the students a story based on the song. This is a song that's called Who Took the Cookie? And of course, for copyright reasons, I can't play it. But I'm going to tell you how can you actually do it. This is actually not a song, it's a chant. So, a little thief came in the middle of the night and stole our final last cookie. Dim the lights, make it more scary. Play some music on the phone. My phone is currently not here, so I can't do it. But you can. Make sure to dim the lights. Yes, and start the chant. Who took the cookie from the cookie jar? Yummy, yummy cookie from the cookie jar. Who, me? And then all the kids say, yes, you, not me. Then who? You go in circle and you're basically doing TPR with a chant. You don't even have to sing it. It can only be a chant. Who took the cookie from the cookie jar? Now, this song has many variants. Chant, pardon me. You can use animals or you can use names of the kids in the class. Who took the cookie from the cookie jar? And then, for example, instead of Panda, you have Alex, or you have Nicola, or you have any other names that you have in the class. Also, we made some masks from recyclables because we wanted to actually pretend that we are these animals. I don't have them here; they're with the kids, but you can do this as pre-teaching. Now, of course, make sure to do the dialogue. You can do it in pairs, and of course, put the cookie jar that's empty. Even better if you can have some cookie crumbles there, right? To make it more engaging. I'm sorry for my voice. I am a little bit sick. Now, let's continue to the game. As I explained, this is how it works. The group of children forms a circle. The teacher decides whose name is going to be called first, or you can choose a choosing rhyme, whatever you want. Then the group asks the question and answers it with a given name. The person whose name is used refuses the accusation. The group insists. Then the person refuses one more, and then we go around. And then we go this all around. We do play the game all around until we find a thief. And it is a dialogue where actually you're doing the dramatization immediately. You had storytelling, you explained what's happening, you had a very big problem, you told them the story. Now you say, this is exactly what happened in our class. The story became real. And now we need to find, we're on a quest, we are detectives, and we need to find the real thief. This is not a story anymore. Yes, we are in a problem. You can find these, not me, not me, not me. You're going to need them, or you can just write your own. You can find them on supersimple.com and download them for free. So this is where I got them. Now, if you want to focus on the chant, you're going to change the tempo during the game from normal to fast and slow. You can go, who took the cookie from the cookie jar? Or who took the cookie from the cookie jar? And just make them clap to follow the text more easy, the lyrics. Also, you can do it quietly and you can do it loudly, which is great when you are recycling vocabulary in song. Finally, an extension is edibles. When you finish the game, share a recipe in English. Try to translate it to your native language. I love this activity. And if you're working in preschool, you probably have an oven. You can maybe even make the cookies there. It all depends where you are located and what you're doing. But you can try to make the cookies with your kids. I have another extension activity, which is interesting. Again, pardon me because you can't see it. It's behind the camera. I'm just going to tell you anyway. So change the cookie to any traditional candy from your country to make it more personalized. Also, if you decide to go with the edibles, or if you just buy a box of cookies and use them with your jar, then you have real dramatization. You're reviewing everything that you've done in chanting, storytelling, and now you're having a little play. Final method is connected to TPR and dramatization. As you can see, all of them are pretty much connected. So they are a crossover between each other. Now, when it comes to TPR, there is definitely some singing. Okay, you're going to tell a story and move your body. So it's very, very kinesthetic and you're dramatizing with the kids. So here In the first part, we had a problematic situation with a book from a nursery rhyme. In the second part, we had an oral story where we were detectives. We had a quest. And now we are not going to have this creative part. We're just going to focus on our bodies and dramatizing. Now, this song, again, is copyrighted. So, for copyright purposes, I am not allowed to share the screen, but I'm going to do something else and I'm going to play it. So give me a second. I'm going to set up my keyboard and I'm going to show you how can you do this song very easily. Let's start with TPR and dramatization. This one is geared towards young learners with very little vocabulary and very low level of English. Okay, so this one is going to be pretty simple and it is going to heavily rely on the song. So now we're going to include the song, tell a very short story, very short, and we're going to include a dramatization. Now, this one heavily relies on music. You don't have to be very musical. Trust me, you can be, but you don't have to be. Okay, you don't need instruments. I'm going to play a song, but it is very, very simple. So even if you don't have any musical knowledge, you can do it. I promise. Now, how do we do it? First, we come with a flashcard. These are flashcards from a very popular song, Are You Hungry? You can find it on YouTube. For, of course, copyright purposes, I cannot play it. So I'm just going to tell you the story. Listen. So kids, I have something for you and I have a story today. But before we start the story, I would really like you to guess, what is this story going to be today? Going to be about today. And this is going to be a musical story. So we're going to have music in this story. Let's see. Okay, once upon a time, there were 5 monsters. These 5 monsters were so angry, very angry. Let's be angry. And then we show emotions. Why were they angry? Then one day, there was one smart monster that came and said, Are you hungry? Are you hungry? And then the monster's stomach said, Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And then they asked again, Are you really hungry? And then the stomach said, Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Then I have something for you. Wow. And the monster says, a banana. And then the smart monster and our monster say, Yum, 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 yum. And then this monster continues to help 5 other monsters. These are screenshots. I just took screenshots from the YouTube video and printed it out. So this monster helps other monsters, and it's very easy to turn this song to a story. You can also improvise. I do a lot of improvisation, believe it or not. I do love to improvise. Now, if you don't have real food, you don't have to. With young learners, I usually like to use real food and then just give them as a snack. So that's another thing. Okay, so now kids, we know that the monster was constantly angry. How do you feel when you're angry? And then have them draw the feeling. I have done this activity with teachers in teacher trainings, and teachers loved it. The songs were amazing. Okay, another preparation for singing. Now we tell the story. Now we're going to prepare for the song by listen and point. Okay, so I'm going to sing, just singing. So my question says, Are you hungry? Are you hungry? And what do I usually do? I have the kids around the table put the flashcards on the wall, just glue them on the wall, and they should point. Are you hungry? And they point. And then they point to another one. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Are you hungry? Yes, I am. A banana. Yum, yum, yum. So we are telling the story. The kids are in the circle and they're pointing to the flashcards. Online, you can just activate the circle and zoom and they can just circle as you talk. You're preparing them for listening. Now, we're going to sing, play, and dramatize. I have my keyboard here. I'm going to play it. It's very simple. It has virtually very, very little notes. I just have them written down here. Also, I don't read notes. My husband does. He's a musician. So he just wrote the numbers for me. I'm not a very musical person, believe it or not. Again, I'm just being honest. So, again, put the flashcards into the proper order so the children can follow. We already told the story. We already repeated the body movement. Are you hungry? Yes, I am. Are you hungry? Yum, 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 yum. So simple activities. Now, we're first going to play it and sing. You're going to play line by line, and it goes like this. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And I was already faster. So just, are you hungry? Are you hungry? Then you have them repeat after you and then together. Now they're singing, are you hungry? Are you hungry? You can do it that way. And then let's finish the song. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Repeat it 2 times. Then you show the banana. And then you go, yum, 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 yum. Da-da-da-da-da. Also, when you continue, you can also just do it very simply with DIY instruments. How do I do it? Divide the children into performance and audience, and then have them tell the dialogue in pairs and dramatize. For example, there are 2 of them. They're going to hold, and I'm going to have basically either one by one in front of the whole class, or all in groups if you want to have a very big group exercise. Are you hungry? Yes, I am. Oh, are you hungry? Yes, I am. You have 2 kids with 2 musical instruments, DIY, completely talking to each other. And then you continue singing. So first you just talk, and then you continue to sing along. Now, I already explained, this is the orchestra. How do we do it? Make the rhythmic instruments. So it can be anything. You have a link here, and we're also going to share it in the live section. You can do anything. If you can play the piano or anything, you just keep playing as they do it. So you just keep playing your piano. Finally, to conclude, I'm going to share a few activities to engage and recycle. These are the easy activities you can do with any song. Listen and point. Move, perform actions, draw, sequence. Okay? Then tempo. Slow down or speed up. Then you have the volume, raise your voice, and objects. Another thing is, are you hungry? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Then you go to the rhythmic one, where you make the recyclable orchestra, or personalize, add their names to the song, and think. Spontaneous expression and hypothesis. That's amazing. For example, what's going to happen with the Fair Lady's Bridge? Is it going to fall down if it's only from rocks? Yes, ask them a lot of critical thinking questions and make hypotheses. Now, to conclude and finish off our presentation, how can we dramatize and have interactive storytelling through songs? Okay, these are steps for teaching songs to young learners according to Sheen and Crandall 2014. Again, you introduce the song. You review the old vocabulary. We've done that. We pre-teach, and then we teach the song line by line. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? And if you have long songs, which you can do with older young learners, teach the refrain line by line. Now, before you start teaching them the song, just teach them the melody. Just make them hum. La 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 la. Okay? Then teach one by one and then sing the refrain. Why? Because you want the refrain to stick. Okay? This song is practically very simple, so it doesn't have a refrain. Of course, if you have a rhyming words, focus on them and repeat them. Okay? The point of using music for storytelling, aka lyrics for storytelling, wouldn't be complete if you don't try to actually teach the students the song in the end. You don't have to. It's unmandatory, but it's a great way to learn English, right?
Using songs when teaching English to young learners is not a good idea. That is a great idea. Why? When you're using songs with young learners to teach English, you are reviewing old vocabulary, introducing new vocabulary. You're also helping them learn about rhyme, intonation, and you're helping them remember the lines. There are many benefits of using lyrics in storytelling. Some of them include authentic, real-life contexts, providing opportunities to practice oral language and speak, making an enjoyable classroom atmosphere, which is always important. Another thing is how easy can you include other cultures and enhance literacy instruction. Last but not least, it also aids in retention and comprehension